for the 5 minutes of news from the News and Current Affairs Department here at the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. Today is Friday, December 15, 2023. My name is Johnson Pantoma anchoring first the headlines. National Elections Commission dismisses complaint by two representative candidates in District 12 Moswara County. Certificates representing elect Jerry Yokbo ahead of inauguration in January. Joint presidential transitional team agrees to jointly cooperate in giving the city a facelift. Cholera outbreak hits Grand Bassa County, and District 1 report the higher case as a man believed to be in his 20s, Ibrahim Mehdi, left the body discovered in the county and away from Liberia. The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, regional bloc, suspends Niger membership after the ruling military junta refused to reinstate deposed President Mohamed Bazoum. Those were the headlines. We'll take a short break. We'll come back with the news bulletin. Thanks for rejoining us. At long last, the National Elections Commission has certificated Maswara County District 12 Representative-elect Jerry Yopo. They can record Professor Richmond Anderson and Prince Koba filed a complaint against Representative-elect Yopo to the National Elections Commission on grounds that his election was marked by irregularities, but the matter was since dismissed on grounds that the complaints did not approve or did not provide evidence to substantiate their claims. For speaking to journalists Friday following his certification, Yokpo expressed trust in Liberia's electoral system, noting that he holds nothing against his two contenders for challenging the results. He meanwhile lauded residents of the district for the trust reposed in him, vowing to serve in the best interest of the constituents. The second meeting of the Joint Presidential Transitional Team has ended with the agreement to jointly cooperate in giving the city and other parts of the country a facelift in preparation of the inauguration of President-elect. Speaking to the press shortly after the meeting, Foreign Minister Maxwell Kimia disclosed that all members of the committee have also resolved to volunteer their services. According to him, the committee has also agreed that the inauguration ceremony will be held at the Capitol building in Monrovia, and it should be a modest ceremony. For his part, former Public Works Minister Kofi Woods disclosed that the President-elect Joseph Barker has sent two letters to President Georgia for serious consideration. The report says cholera outbreak has hit District 1 Grand Bassa County with no death reported so far. RCR Grand Bassa County correspondent quoted the town chief of Little Basso as saying the symptoms of the outbreak were discovered in District 1 with frequent vomiting and defecating by inhabitants of the town and its environs. Our correspondent said this is not the first time for cholera outbreak in the area, something residents linked to the lack of safe drinking water. According to our correspondent, he was informed by the Grand Bassa County Health Team Officer Dr. Moses Weriga of the Department of the Surveillance Team to Civil Compound and other parts of the area to curtail the situation. A man believed to be in his 20s, Ibrahim Meli, left the body was discovered in Grand Bassa County. According to RCR Grand Bassa County correspondent Ibrahim Meli, left the body was discovered with deep cut on his neck and head Thursday along the Benson River. Our correspondent quoted the officer in charge of the Liberian Government Hospital in Grand Bassa County as quote saying Mehdi died as a result of severe beating. According to our correspondent, residents and associates in the area identified the deceased as a notorious motorbikes and phone rogue. A youth-led organization, Active Vista, has ended a day-long dialogue on youth demands and review of elections manifesto of elected officials in most of the country. The workshop, which commands of the activities of the organization for the 2023, was mainly focused on the manifesto of elected lawmakers in most of the country and brought together over 35 youths across various youths and political organizations. Representatives of organizations gracing the occasion include Federation of Liberian Youth, Liberian National Student Union, Young Men Christian Association (YMCA), and political party youth stable of representative-elect with Activistad serving as lead campaigner with funding from Action Aid and Global Platform Liberia. Speaking to RCI News at the end of the program, the organization Moswell County Coordinator Samuel Davis said participants were able to identify issues that were not outlined in the manifesto of representative elects, which is expected to be crafted into resolution and formally presented to each lawmakers. According to him, the group focus was on the aspect of the manifesto that points to youth empowerment and development and bettering the livelihood of young people in the country. That's in the country in the areas of healthcare, education, tourism, agriculture, among others. At the same time, Davis disclosed that Advista, as a youth-led organization, has been involved into several initiatives, including civic voter education, organized training for media practitioners aimed at reporting on gender-based issues during electionary period. For their part, participants described the dialogue as knowledge sharing, recommending the naming and shaming of lawmakers who led programs that is intended to improve the livelihood of youth in Liberia. Making remarks at the dialogue, an executive of Action Aid Liberia, Prince Gay, reaffirmed the organization's commitment to supporting youth-led organizations aimed at discussing issues affecting their livelihood. According to Gay, outcomes from the resolution will be presented to Moswara County Legislative Caucus after the inauguration in January. He used the medium to encourage participants to serve as agents of change in their various communities. A group calling itself the Network of Editors and Reporters or Writers of Liberia has called on President-elect Joseph Barker to appoint James Mulber, the Executive Director or Executive Chief Executive Officer of Green Cities, as Mayor of the City of Monrovia. The senior policy consultant to the network, Martin Blayon, told the station that Mulber possesses the appropriate skills in transforming waste products into useful venture. According to him, Mulber has exhibited professionalism and integrity for the past 8 years in the waste management sector. Lyon added that Mulber has warned the aspiration of the United States and other international non-governmental organizations over the years. The Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission has announced overwhelming compliance with its outside declaration by outgoing officials of government. Recently, the LCC mandated all outgoing officials of government to disclose their assets and other financial information before December 12, 2023. Speaking recently at a press conference in Monrovia, LCC Vice Chairperson Honest Hodges said officials of government governed by Liberia School of Conduct overwhelmingly responded to its mandate prior to the deadline. According to him, as to the December 12th deadline, the Commission received close to 100 declarations from government officials across ministries, agencies, and commission. Commissioner Hodges further disclosed that the LACC is comparing lists of compliant and non-compliant government officials and will be published as of next week. And away from Liberia, the Economic Community of West African States (ECOWAS) Regional Bloc has suspended Niger membership after the ruling military junta refused to reinstate deposed President Mohamed Bazoum. Mr. Bazoum was overthrown in a military coup in July. That was said in a statement on Thursday that a recent summit of its leaders in Nigeria recognized that Mr. Bazoum's government was efficiently overthrown in a military coup. It suspended Niger from ECOWAS decision-making bodies until constitutional order is restored in the country. The situation in Niger was initially perceived by ECOWAS as an attempted coup, leading to the delay in suspending the country. ECOWAS imposed sanctions and even threatened military intervention after the overthrow of Mr. Bazoum. That's the news. Bulletin will take a break. We'll come back and bring you the actual voices of the newsmakers. Thanks for rejoining us. Just before we go for the actual voices behind the news, we bring you our headlines once more. National Elections Commission dismisses complaint filed by two representative candidates in District 12, Moswell County. Certificates representing elect Jerry Yokbo, ahead of inauguration in January. Joint presidential transitional team agrees to jointly cooperate in giving the city and other parts of the country a facelift. Cholera outbreak hits Grand Bassa County. The District 1 reports the higher case as a man believed to be in his early 20s, Ibrahim Meli, left the body discovered in the county. Let's now bring you the actual voices behind the news. At long last, the National Elections Commission has certificated Moswell County District 12 Representative-elect Jerry Yokbo. Speaking to journalists Friday following his certification, Yokbo expressed trust in Liberia's electoral system, stating that he holds nothing against his two contenders for challenging the results.
We have finally reached this stage of the process. We are happy that our people are now finally getting their lawmakers that were elected on Ottawa. Just want to call on all of them, my brothers and sisters, reach out to them all the branch that we as people of the District, it's time that we come together to work for the common good of our people in District. In a democratic process, people have the right to exercise their intentions. I hold nothing against my two colleagues. It was their right, their constitutional right, to challenge where they had doubt. And because I do believe in the system, and the system worked for every Liberian, and the system did work. And all of the evidence they had did not meet the merit for rerun or recount as per the request. And the law prevailed. So today we are certificated, and we are calling on them again to join us. But once we told them thank you because they did send the congratulatory messages saying that we have won. So we appreciate and we are willing to work with them for the common good of our people. So we hold nothing against them. And yeah, we are. Jerry Yoppa is a different kind of guy, and we are committed in what we to our people, what we ran out. For the first time in the history of District 12, we were able to go back to our 19 communities, to each home, to even tell them thank you, appreciate it. Then that tells them that we are business, and we are not going to disappoint them. Everything that we say in our campaign, we will try to live up to them, even if we don't 100%, but we will do what best for the people of District 12. So we are not going to disappoint them. We are not like others. This is a new day for District 12, and we are going to live up to our promises because we will be working in collaboration with everyone that lives in District 12, our stakeholders, our elders, our district council, our Muslim groups, our Christian community, the student body, intellect which was everyone in the city will be part of this new day in the city.
Jerry Yabo is Maswara County District 12 representative elect there speaking after he was certificated by the National Elections Commission on Friday. The second meeting of the joint presidential transitional team has ended with the agreement to jointly cooperate in giving the city and other parts of the country a facelift in preparation of the inauguration of President-elect. Speaking to journalists at the end of the meeting, Prime Minister Maxwell Kimia disclosed that all members of the committee have also resolved to volunteer their services.
Action points reached during our meeting, the JPTT resolved unanimously that come Monday next week, the inauguration, the joint inauguration committee will present the comprehensive budget of the ensuing inauguration. And that budget will take into consideration all of the activities with respect to the inauguration, from pre-inauguration, the activities up to post-inauguration, taking into consideration invitations, number of invited guests. So all of that will be handled. We also resolved and mandated the General Steering Committee of the inauguration to convene in a meeting on Monday at 11 o'clock in this Caesar Saldanas auditorium for the purpose of receiving the comprehensive budget from the committee and deliberating on this budget with the focus of bringing our recommendation to submit to the JPTT. The JPTT that convened today will convene its next meeting on Wednesday, December 20, next week, for the purpose of actively going into finalizing to a large extent the nature and scope as it relates to activities of the inauguration as it is. We also resolved as JPTT, as part of the solemn activities of the inauguration, to launch the JPTT General Cleanup Campaign. To launch the JPTT General Cleanup Campaign with the aim of further consolidating efforts geared towards the ongoing cleanliness of the city and other parts within our Republic of Liberia.
He is Foreign Minister Maxwell Kimia speaking at the end of the second meeting of the joint presidential transitional team. For his part, former Public Works Minister Samuel Kofi Woods disclosed that the president-elect Joseph Barker has sent 2 letters to President George Weah for serious consideration.
On the issue of compensation and honorarium, we're very clear that with the dire need and strength of the Liberian people, the suffering and difficulties we continue to confront, it is important that from our end, we volunteer our commitment and our services in this regard. We receive no compensation. The second thing is that Honorable Barker, in writing that letter, wrote a second letter recommending some important executive actions that need to be taken by the current government. I will not disclose the details of those actions because the letter has not reached President Weah. However, it is important to reassure the public that those recommendations are intended to safeguard the public interest and the public trust. That they are intended to ensure that as this transition proceeds, there are certain measures to be taken to guarantee that people's trust, people's resources will be protected at all times. We have the assurance from Kimaya and the team that will be duly conveyed. We also have the assurance that given the urgency of that request, the action will be taken in that regard. I want to thank him very much for that. The president-elect has emphasized that he will support and he will encourage a modest, very modest inauguration program, one that will reflect his simplicity, his aspiration for a Liberian people, and his commitment to ensure that we think Liberia, we love Liberia, and we build Liberia as we should. So that is very important for all of us to know. And I think Honorable Kimia did mention that this year the Capitol building, next year, inauguration will take place at the Capitol building at the venue. And so I want to end on that note, but I want to thank all of our colleagues who joined us in the meeting, a very fruitful meeting. We want to show the public that while people might think that it is only a steering committee that convenes for work to be done, we have very active and robust joint secretariat that has been acting and working on a daily basis to reach us this far.
His former Public Works Minister Samuel Kobe Woods earlier on heard the voice of Foreign Minister Maxwell Kimia. They both are members of the Joint Presidential Transitional Team. They are speaking. Report says cholera outbreak has hit Grand Bassa County District 1 with no death reported so far. RCR Grand Bassa County correspondent quoted the town chief of Little Bassa as saying the symptoms of the outbreak were discovered in District 1 with frequent vomiting and defecating by inhabitants of the town and its environs since Monday. RCR Grand Bassa County correspondent is Alexander Musa has more on this development.
This morning, I received a call from the county of Little Pass of Electoral District 1 and people of Crosstown and surrounding towns and villages. Since Monday, they're experiencing the issue of frequently using the bathroom and people vomiting on the area. So they want to suspect it to be a cholera on ground side. It's not the first time happening there. So upon receiving the call, we want to talk with the county of Grand Bassa County, Dr. Musi Fuyeda, and confirmed that since Monday they received that information, and a team of surveillance team was dispatched in District 1 on the civil compound, and according to 90% of the cases received since Monday to today, people, using the bathroom frequently and vomiting, they send, the samples to the reference lab, and according to him, between now and this evening, so it will be up, but then they also pleading with the citizens from Little Paso and the surrounding town to remain in their area town because they don't want, if it is confirmed that it is an outbreak or it is a cholera, they don't want it to spread to the rest of the towns and villages. So they are pleading with them, pleading with the town chief to see how they can take control of that, having people, just moving around the place randomly. So we are waiting to hear from you as it relates to the result of the samples taken to the reference lab today.
Are people being taken to maybe hospital or any health facility for treatment? Is something like that happening?
Yes, actually, according to since Monday, the surveillance team of Bassa is they've been dispatched to cell compound clinic where they are there treating people coming with cases of vomiting and then defecating frequently. So according to him, the guys are there treating it, but then they also called on humanitarian tool to see how best they can intervene, treating the different water sources being consumed by citizens of Paso, Crosstown, and the surrounding towns in that area, because according to him, they want to believe that it's from the different water sources there that people use to drink, which is causing such an outbreak. Or assure the people of Paso that indeed they will make sure that no life will be lost.
Alex Zanamusa is RCR Grand Bassa County correspondent talking about cholera outbreak in District 1, Grand Bassa County, as residents blame the situation to the lack of safe drinking water. Still in Grand Bassa County, a man believed to be in his early 20s, Abraham Megley, left the body was discovered in Grand Bassa County. According to RCR Grand Bassa County correspondent, Megley left the body was discovered with deep cut on his neck and head Thursday along the Benson River. RCR Grand Bassa County correspondent is Alexander Musa.
Yesterday, Kemet believes to be his early 20s lifeless body was found around the Benson River, and the Librarian Government Hospital here dispatched a team there, and after examination according to the officer in charge of the government hospital. After he said the guy was beaten to death. His head, there was a deep cut on his head and on his leg. He was caught from behind his leg, and then he was dragged on the water to a location where the lifeless body was found. And so, being connection with the cyclist issue, we were able to talk to some motorcyclists who confirmed about some family confirmed that this guy allegedly be involved with stealing of people's motors bike and then stealing cell phone in the night when people try to find that location in different areas. Go and steal people back and all like that. And one of the close associates who asked not to be named said, day before yesterday night, he stole a bag. It was a bag that you were escaping with to Monrovia when you were grabbed around the legal area, and one was beaten by an uncle crowd and then was killed. And so the police say they are investigating the matter, but the deceased being turned over to the family for preservation. So he has actually been identified by family members. That's actually a family member came and identified him to be Abraham Mother, and so the body was turned over to the family to preserve it as the investigation continues into the matter.
That is Jana Musa corresponds for RCR in Grand Bassa County. A youth-led organization at the Vista has ended a day-long dialogue on youth demands and review of elections manifesto of elected officials in Maswara County. The workshop, which is the climax of activities of the organization for 2023, was mainly focused on the manifesto of elected lawmakers in Maswara County and brought together over 35 youths from various youth and political organizations. Representations of the organization gracing the occasion include Federation of Liberian Youth, Liberian National Student Union, Young Men Christian Association YMCA, political party youths, staffers of the representatives elect, with at the Vista serving as lead campaigner, were funding from Action Aid Liberia and Global Platform. Speaking to RCR News at the end of the program, at the Vista Maswara County Coordinator Samuel Davis said participants were able to identify issues that were not outlined in the manifesto of representative elects, which is expected to be crafted into resolution and formally presented to each lawmakers. According to him, the group focus was on the aspect of the manifesto that points to youth empowerment and development and bettering the lives of young people in the county in the areas of health, education, tourism, agriculture, among others.
Today, we are specifically looking at the climax of our activities that has to do with focusing on the manifesto of our elected lawmakers from Maxwell County. What are those things that were injected or inserted in their manifesto that generously affects young people of Liberia? And so those constituted the discussion for today. And we gather young people from several angles. So people from the Federation of Liberia Youth, people from the Liberian National Student Union, we have people representing the YMCA, we have activists or serving as the lead campaigner for the discussion of a support for action. Thanks very much to the CD, the youth office headed by No and Prince. They did extremely well ensuring that the program was successful through the technical assistance and financial assistance together what we had to do. So the young people converged at the Sharks Business Center today in the hall were able to identify issues that our lawmakers did not raise or did not insert in that manifesto. That comes to February, these concerns will be summer casting one will be consolidated as a resolution, and we'll have a time where we'll call our lawmakers at a same formal sitting like this and do a full presentation. This is what the young people are saying we should do in their behalf. So I think of this yes. There are several ways thank God technology is available. So we use the social media handles for some of the lawmakers. We send our team members who reside in the various districts, some influential people in that area, to reach to the lawmakers and get their manifesto for them. Some have been very hesitant to give copy of the manifesto. I don't know for which reasons. For again, during our presentation, we had a disclaimer. Some of the lawmakers were not informed because of time or maybe because of what they were engaged or as it relates to them giving us their manifestos. But the majority of them consented, though they did not send the full copy, they directed us to their flyers, those thematic areas that were raised. And that's how we were able to generate. Though there are more literatures that did not come out in the conversation conversation because somebody had talk about education. What exactly education was not really defined. But the young people through this dialogue were able to pinpoint, were able to deduce as to what the person is saying exactly. What other recommendations we put to that document. Those are how we were able to retrieve the manifesto from there. There were some lawmakers who did not say any other thing they intend to do. Probably because the document was not available before the discussion today. So we still look for amongst the manifestos were you looking for as so we were particularly focused on which aspect of the manifesto that points to youth empowerment, that points to youth development, that points to better the livelihood of young people. It could be through agriculture, through health, through education, through tourism, whatever means. Those were key things we were looking at. So, for example, if you say job creation, to what extent are you talking about job creation? And we want to know directly because from the 2023 National Household and Population Survey conducted by LISGIS, it's established that over 60% of our population are made of young people. And so we are very concerned about what those things they love because we're pushing as they take power to affect the young people. So we're looking at the basic things. There's some people talk about doing policy on disadvantaged youth. A lot of young people are being caught up with drug abuse and they're being affected. Some people talk about women empowerment. Some people talk about education. Some people talk about sanitation. If you have sanitation program running, you have young people driving special efforts. Those are things we're looking at how it affects on
Samuel Davis is at the Vista, Maswell County Coordinator there speaking at the same time. Davis disclosed that At Vista, as a youth-led organization, has been involved into several initiatives, including civic voter education, organized training for media practitioners aimed at reporting on gender-based issues during electionary period.
There's a youth-led platforms that brings together a lot of youth-led organizations under one umbrella that will propagate issues, that affects young people through advocacy and also training opportunities for people. Also look at issues that affect not just young people but our general population, so global issues. So currently, at the Vista is housed in YAP office on the ULM campus, there where we have our office right now. Yeah, Activista is the name from the word activism or activist. So it means Activista. Today's program is the conclusion of a series of programs that started in the year 2023. Specifically, we are aware that the country at large went through national general elections. And so for us, former Activista Mansurada, we try to get involved into the process, not to sit back and watch. So we talk about voter awareness, voter education. Those were something we started when the process, the whole campaign activity started. We motivated people to go and get registered. We also talk about encouraging young people to turn out to vote. And specifically, we had a program where we train media practitioners to pay keen attention to gender-based issues during electionary period. Because more time, we look at the top politicians, who has more money, but sometimes people don't look at the gender disparity, gender discrimination. Common election. So on at the Vista with a support from Action A global platform, we were able to train media practitioners to look at gender sensitive issues in elections. So over 18 media entities from 3 different counties, ranging from one county, Montserrat and Bapolo, were trained. I had a 3 days workshop, and then we went through the issues. Currently, Vista is the lead of this project with support from Action A, technical and financial support from Action A. But for this discussion, we invited a couple of youth-led organizations like the FLA was represented today. We have LISU represented today. We did not get the Monroe Youth Parliament represented because of other schedules, but the YMCA were represented. We have political party youth structures like the Coalition for Democratic Change were represented today. Staffers from the various districts, lawmakers' office were also represented today to defend what their bosses have. It was predominantly for female participation, even to have male, but we have more female. The contribution to the discussion was holistic, was very up to the point. It was not attacking, it was not personal, it was discussed on a national level. It has no malice against a particular person, whether you supported him or not. But it was just a general issue, specific concern.
Samuel Davis is at the Vista, Maswell County Chapter Coordinator there speaking for the participant described the dialogue as knowledge sharing, recommending that the naming and shaming of lawmakers who left programs that is intended to improve the livelihood of youths in Liberia.
Was educative, it was 2.4, because aim of it is to have young people sitting in a room to analyze and to discuss the manifesto of all of those who went to the national elections and then became victors. So the program was great. Almost all of the candidates that were placed before us, some of them, I didn't read their manifesto, but then participating in this program today helped me to see their vision and all of their plans, each of them, their plans for their district as they are elected.
Manifesto. Did you see anyone that relates to youth development?
Yes, there were a lot of lawmakers that were projected, and of all of the manifestos that was shared, as parents who is now an elected lawmaker, Madam Priscilla Cooper from District Number 5, she spoke about women empowerment, she spoke about healthcare and some other things. And most of the things that she shared, that she placed in her agenda, they all speak to the issues that young people are facing. So I believe that with all of the things that she has listed, it will have positive effect on the life of the young people in her district.
I believe democracy is not at the ballot box, but it's at the ballot box. And during the conversation, I realized that many of us press run lawmakers to go back to our district, talk to the people, better manifesto. But I believe in naming and feeling and naming and shaming. Those recommendations coming from here, but I believe other lawmakers who have already done that. Like my big brother from neighbor town woman, after the war, get there, they went back to the district. Town from neighbor country, where the top people were getting by the most important need in order to implement as lawmaker. So I want to ask other lawmakers across Nigeria follow his footsteps in order for us to have a better history and contract now.
The participants of a day-long dialogue organized by activists in the country making remarks at the dialogue, and executive of Action Aid Liberia, Prince Gay, reaffirmed the organization's commitment to supporting youth-led organizations aimed at discussing issues affecting their livelihood. According to Gay, account from the dialogue will be presented to the Mosfetta County Legislative Caucus after the inauguration in January 2024. They used the medium to encourage participants to serve as agent of change in their various community. We hope to bring you an upset in our subsequent broadcast. Or if you are just joining us, please be informed that you are in tune to 45 minutes of news from the News and Current Affairs Department here at the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. In one of our top developments, National Elections Commission dismisses complaint filed by two representing candidates in District 12 Mosfetta County. Certificates Representative Jerry Yopo. Now to this development, a group calling itself the Network of Editors and Rectors of Liberia has called on President-elect Joseph Barker to appoint James Mobile, the Chief Executive Officer of Green Cities, as mayor of the city of Monrovia. The senior policy consultant to the network, Martin Blayon, told the station that Mobile possesses the appropriate skills in transforming waste products into a useful venture.
Waste management profession mostly can easily resonate with dozens of employees at the Morris City Corporation MCA is who have demonstrated that Great City Incorporated is contributing meaningfully or positively to make the city of Monrovia clean, green, environmental friendly through waste value chain for the creation of job opportunities for hundreds of women and young people who constitute 70% of Liberia's population. Additionally, Mr. James K. Mobile has a proven technical skill and is competent to ensure the collection of waste, sorting, buying, and selling of recycling, the production of organic fertilizers, petroleum products, and more other useful products. Against this backdrop, when appointed as City Major of Monrovia by President-elect Joseph M. Boakai, Mr. Mobile and team of professionals at the Monrovia City Corporation are fully qualified to formulate waste management policy or legislation to guide the collection of waste and help to maintain orderliness, thus making Monrovia clean and healthy for all Liberians and other foreign residents of Louisiana in this part of Liberia. Lastly, Great City Incorporated Chief Executive Officer CEO has exhibited professionalism and integrity for over 8 years in the waste management sector, and he can easily attract which donors support a certain individual of the world because he's a global citizen whose works has been recognized by the United States of America Exchange Program or other private development partners. This is a special policy statement presented by Martin Bland, Senior Policy and Training Consultant.
Marty Blyan is the senior policy consultant of the network of editors and writers of Liberia. They're taking us home on today's edition of News Desk. But just before we go, a recap of our major developments. National Elections Commission dismisses complaint filed by two representative candidates in Moswada County District 12. Certificates representing late Jerry Yoko. Ahead of inauguration in January, joint presidential transitional team agrees to jointly cooperate in giving the city and other parts of the country a facelift. Cholera outbreak hits Grand Bassa County as District 1 report highest case as man believed to be in his early 20s, Ibrahim Medley, left the body discovered in the county. Love to see many thanks to our Reuters contributors correspondent for making today's edition of the program resources. Special thanks to Truth FM Encyclopedia Nima County for relaying this broadcast. Kopo Sanga Sara controlled and produced our sounds, while Maya Tobian controls the camera. My name is Johnson Bantoma. I presented. Good evening.
Starting today, why not have a little more fun? Why not use money this easily? Why not get even closer to family? Why not work how you've always wanted? Fun, money, family, work. No network keeps you connected to it all, quite like Orange. It's all about what matters to you. Orange.
When it comes to communication in Liberia, Orange is number one.
Orange is the best. Orange is the best. Oh, Orange is the best.
Orange is the best.
Strongest network, widest coverage.
Orange is the best.
Fastest internet speed.
Orange is the best.
People, Orange is the best. Yes, Orange is the best.
Naratama, please woo. Company that's a Orange. Top of number one.
Company is Orange. I don't got it best.
Orange will more you the telephone on phone.
Reliable, trusted, and dependable.
Orange is about 7.
Yeah, Orange is raw.
Orange is the best.
It's all about what matters to you. Orange.